Most people think it takes years to improve your mobility, but if you choose the right exercises, you can see significant improvements in as little as 10 days. In today's video, I'm going to show you a simple routine that you can follow for 10 days that will improve your mobility fast. So let's have a look at this incredible mobility routine now that you're going to do every day for 10 days. I'm going to show you the exercises now, but before I do, these exercises are not suitable for everyone, and please avoid any of the ones that cause you pain. The first exercise we're going to do is called the sit back hip opener, and you just need your mattress on your bed for this. We're going to go onto all fours on the mattress. This is a wonderful exercise for opening up your hips and reducing stiffness in this area. So you're going to start on all fours, and what I want you to do here is have your knees directly underneath your hips, but if you can, try and rotate your feet so that the inside of your feet is close to the bed. So if you can see what I've done there, that's my neutral position. I'm trying to get to there. So I'm trying to lie my feet down on the bed. I then want to take my knees about as wide as I feel I can, like this. And all we're going to do here is sit back like this into your hips as far back as you can go, and then come back to normal. Now, if that felt quite easy, try and get your knees a little bit wider and lie your feet down even more, and then sit back again. And what you'll feel here is this is a great mobilization for your hip joint. It helps you into flexion, which is this movement here, bringing the knees up to the chest. But it also improves a movement called external rotation, which is where you rotate your thigh bone outwards. Now, this can get quite stiff for people, and if it is stiff, it can aggravate many existing problems. Now, the next thing you can do here, if you want to take this to the next level, rather than just coming up to neutral when you come up, you can actually go a bit further and try and sit forward. And that will help to stretch out the other side of your hip capsule. So you go from here all the way back, sitting into that hip open position. So you go from here all the way back. Now, I know it looks like a little bit of a funny exercise, but it really does help to loosen stiff hips, and you progress it by simply taking your knees wider and wider apart and trying to sit further back or forward into that movement. So if you can alternate between those two positions, I would do at least 1 to 2 minutes worth every morning. Try and come back to it again later on in the day. And that's your first exercise for the next 10 days. Let's have a look at exercise number 2 now. But before I show you it, if you're the kind of person who's interested in improving your strength and mobility, one of the best next things you can do is take my free Stronger for Life roadmap. All you need to do is answer 10 short questions, and based on your answers, I will send you a personalized roadmap to show you exactly how to get to the next level of strength and mobility, no matter your starting point. It's totally free. It's possibly the best thing I've created all year, and you can sign up for it in the description box below this video. The second exercise I'm going to show you today that you're going to do for the next 10 days is seated hip rotations. And this is a lovely exercise to improve your hip rotation, and just the general mobility of your body will feel so much better once your hips are turning a bit more. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to find somewhere at home that you can sit. It can either be your bed, so up against your headboard here, or it can be on your sofa. And I want you to start off by finding a couple of towels and just put them folded up on the seat so you can sit on them. I'll show you why this is important now. So the setup for this exercise is like this. You're going to sit on those towels with your back rested against the backrest, and you want your knees bent up like this. And all we're going to do for this exercise is let both of your legs fall over into the same direction. So you want this one to go out as far as it can, and this one to go across the body as far as it can, without your buttocks lifting off the towels. Once you've done that, you're going to go in the opposite direction. So slightly shift your feet and then roll that leg out and this one in like this. So we're rotating both hips, but they're actually going in opposite directions, because this one is going externally, this one is coming internally. Okay, and then we go back the other way like this. Now, the reason we've got the towels here is because the more raised up you are, the easier this is in theory. So as you get better at this, not only can you go further with your rotation, but you can also sit deeper into it by removing one of these towels. So if I get rid of that towel there, I'm now closer to the bed, which means I've got more of a flexion angle here, which means that technically this is now a bit tougher. I can really start to feel that more in the hip joint. Obviously, the extreme for this is getting rid of these towels completely. But this looks a funny exercise, but it's so effective at improving the flexibility of that hip capsule, and it will also help you get a bit stronger in those hip rotators too. So I'm not actually pushing with my hands, I'm pushing with my hip muscles. So again, what you're going to do is just work on this for 2 minutes a day, 1 minute in the morning, 1 minute in the evening, and do that for 10 days and see what a difference that makes to your hip rotation. Let's have a look at the final exercise in your 10-day routine now. The final exercise I'm going to show you for today's routine is this ankle mobilization, which I love because it improves a movement called dorsiflexion, which is this here, taking the knee over the toes by bending the ankle like this. Here is how the exercise looks. You just need a chair and you're going to prop your chair up against a wall like this with the backrest on the wall and the chair seat facing you. You're going to take your leg to be worked up like this and rest your foot flat on that chair seat with the heel in contact with the seat. Now you're just going to put 2 hands on top of your knee and just push forward, taking your knee over your toes without letting this heel lift. Now, when you get to this maximum position, you can grab the back of your chair and just pull yourself in tighter towards it. You should feel a lovely stretch down here close to the Achilles. And then you can do one of 2 things. You can either move in and out, and we call this a mobilization. So this is a great way to get the joint moving. Or you can turn it into a stretch, which is like a static hold. And all you would do for that is pull in towards the chair and then stay there while you feel that stretch for 30 seconds. Both of those ways work. And if you wanted my advice, I would do 20 mobilizations and then 1 30-second stretch and do that on each side. Try and do that 2 or 3 times over. And congratulations, you've just done a wonderful workout which will improve your mobility in just 10 days. You're going to walk better, you're going to feel better, and you'll have less aches and pains all over the lower half of your body. So I hope that was useful. If it was, please do drop a comment below and let us know. There's another video on the screen right now which will show you how to improve your mobility even further. So click on that if you're interested, and I'll see you again on the next one.